The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the QATV staff or board of directors. QATV, in compliance with FCC regulations, is prohibited from exercising control over the content of independent, member-produced public access programming.
We'd like to thank Christ Church and Pastor Cliff Brown for the usage of this beautiful space. My name is Jen Pearl, and I'm the co-director along with Melena Robinson and founder of the chorus, and I greet you all in the name of peace. We conceived this concert, as we try to do with every concert, as a way to bring together classical artists, our chorus, and you, the audience, into a musical dialogue with composers of the past, who, although are long gone, their ideas and melodies still resonate. And they stir something deeply within us, and if done right and truthfully, they tap into, as Abraham Lincoln said, the better angels of our nature. Tonight our concert begins with the simple three-word phrase, Dona nobis pacem, which means grant us peace. An idea not to be taken lightly in this tumultuous time in the world. This will be followed by Mendelssohn's How Lovely Are the Messengers that preach us the gospel of peace. And then as the program unfolds, you will see the harmony of the themes peace, freedom, hope, and liberty, such as in the African American spirituals, art songs, and arias, particularly in the beloved unofficial national anthem of Italy, Va Pensiero. I think we need a much larger chorus for peace, given the pace of events, even over the last few days, as the threat of nuclear war between NATO and Russia escalates. When John F. Kennedy was faced with a similar circumstance of tension and threat of war during the Cuban Missile Crisis, he responded not with bellicose statements nor escalating conflict. He responded as such in his speech at American University in 1962. He said, quote, "What kind of peace do I mean? What kind of peace do we seek? Not a Pax Americana enforced on the world by American weapons of war. Not the peace of the grave or the security of the slave. I am talking about genuine peace. The kind of peace that makes life on earth worth living. The kind that enables men and nations to grow and to hope and to build a better life for their children. Not merely peace for Americans, but peace for all men and women. Not merely peace in our time, but peace for all time." He continues, "I speak of peace because of the new face of war. Total war makes no sense in an age when great powers can maintain large and relatively invulnerable nuclear forces and refuse to surrender without resort to those forces. It makes no sense in an age when a single nuclear weapon contains 10 times the explosive force delivered by all the Allied air forces in the Second World War. It makes no sense in an age when the deadly poisons produced by a nuclear exchange would be carried by wind and water and soil and seed to the far corners of the globe and to generations yet unborn." And a little later in the speech he says, "With such a peace, there will still be quarrels and conflicting interests as there are within families and nations. World peace, like community peace, does not require that each man love his neighbor. It requires only that they live together in mutual tolerance, submitting their disputes to a just and peaceful settlement. And history teaches us that enmities between nations, as between individuals, do not last forever. However fixed our likes and dislikes may seem, the tide of time and events will often bring surprising changes in the relations between nations and neighbors." He continues, "So let us persevere. Peace need not be impracticable, and war need not be inevitable. By defining our goal more clearly, by making it seem more manageable and less remote, we can help all peoples to see it, to draw hope from it, and to move irresistibly towards it." End quote. Today, being the anniversary, November 22nd, of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, marks an important time to reflect on the work of the Schiller Institute, and John F. Kennedy in the Pursuit of Peace. In 2014, the Schiller Institute organized a 100-person chorus and orchestra to perform Mozart's Requiem at the Holy Cross Cathedral in Boston on the 50th anniversary of that same piece being performed in that same church, organized by Jacqueline Kennedy upon the death of her husband. In 2014, for that concert, over 1,200 people attended and stayed for the entirety of the concert, experiencing a very literal dialogue between Mozart's movements of the Requiem and excerpts of Kennedy recorded speeches inserted in between. It was clear at that moment that both the beauty and profundity of Mozart and the mission of peace and development of Kennedy had struck a chord in the hearts of many, and out of that, our chorus was born. I'd like to leave you with this quote from another speech by Kennedy, which I hope will resonate with you. From an event in 1962 attended by Kennedy, but also Spanish cellist Pablo Casals was there, contralto Marian Anderson, pianist Von Cliburn, and singer and civil rights activist Harry Belafonte. Here is the quote by Kennedy. "Genius can speak at any time, and the entire world will hear it and listen. Behind the storm of daily conflict and crisis, the dramatic confrontations, the tumult of political struggle, the poet, the artist, the musician continues the quiet work of centuries, building bridges of experience between peoples, reminding man of the universality of his feelings and desires and despairs, and reminding him that the forces that unite are deeper than those that divide. Thus, art and the encouragement of art is political in the most profound sense, not as a weapon in the struggle, but as an instrument of understanding of the futility of the struggle between those who share man's faith. Aeschylus and Plato are remembered today long after the triumphs of imperial Athens are gone. Dante outlived the ambitions of 13th century Florence. Goethe stands serenely above the politics of Germany, and I am certain that after the dust of centuries has passed over our cities, we too will be remembered, not for victories or defeats in battle, but for our contribution to the human spirit.
Going to make a few remarks on why we're the Schiller Institute Chorus. Let me begin with an excerpt from a recent interview with Helga Zepp-LaRouche entitled, "Ending the Zero-Sum Game, Peaceful Coexistence is Possible." I think it's very important that people develop a better understanding. I founded the Schiller Institute 40 years ago in 1984. And this was meant to be a think tank to improve the relations among nations, because I thought foreign policy should not be based on coups and subversion and regime change and all of these things. But that idea was to develop a model of statecraft whereby each country would emphasize the best tradition of the other and vice versa. And you know that from your friends, if you praise them for what is their strength, the friendship grows. Friedrich Schiller's works demonstrate that there is no contradiction between being simultaneously a patriot and a world citizen. The love of freedom is a universal characteristic of all mankind. Speaking of the model whereby each country would emphasize the best tradition of the other and vice versa, Schiller depicted the struggle for national sovereignty of France, led by the divinely inspired Joan of Arc in The Virgin of Orleans. In Intrigues and Love, Schiller attacked the evil of German oligarchs, including his own Duke Karl Eugen, who rounded up the sons of peasants and laborers to be sold to the British and shipped off to fight against the Continental Army in America. In Schiller's play, William Tell, about the rebellion of the Swiss cantons against Habsburg tyranny, the Rütli Oath scene can be considered a dramatization in German translation of our own Declaration of Independence. And Giuseppe Verdi composed an Italian opera based on a German play of Schiller, Don Carlos, about Spanish noblemen conspiring to liberate the Netherlands. Tonight we will hear three musical settings composed by Franz Schubert of Friedrich Schiller's poem, including Hoffnung, hope, another universal characteristic. We will hear in song tonight the hope of the Hebrew slaves in Babylonian captivity, the hope for freedom of African American slaves who identified with the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt across the Red Sea, the hope of being reunited with lost loved ones in this life or beyond, the hope for forgiveness and eternal salvation, and of course, the hope for peace. Friedrich Schiller, as poet, dramatist, historian, and philosopher, upheld the ideal of a beautiful soul, one in whom the reason and feeling, duty and passion coalesce, he who does his duty with joy. In his letters on the aesthetic education of man, Schiller argues, it is beauty through which one proceeds to freedom. or as expressed poetically in The Artists, only through the morning gate of beauty do you penetrate into the land of knowledge. For Schiller, it is the joyful duty of the artist, the poet, the composer, the playwright, and the performance to educate the emotions of the audience so that they take delight in the beautiful, the harmonious, the truthful, that they leave the theater as better people than they were before they came in. And eventually, ideally, hopefully, so that they take delight only in the beautiful, harmonious, and truthful. That they become beautiful souls. And in a harmonious world of nations populated by beautiful souls, as Schiller wrote in his Ode to Joy, alle Menschen werden Brüder, all men become brothers. So let us be hopeful. All people discuss it and dream on end of better days that are coming. After a golden and prosperous end, they are seen chasing and running. The world grows old and grows young in turn. Yet doth man for betterment hope etern. 'Tis hope delivers him into life. Round the frolicsome boy doth it flutter. The youth is allured by its magic rife. It is not interred with the elder. Though he ends in the coffin his weary lope, yet upon that coffin he plants his hope. It is no empty, fawning deceit begot in the brain of a jester. Proclaimed aloud in the heart it is. We were born for that which is better. And what the innermost voice conveys, the hoping spirit ne'er that betrays.
Es reden und träumen die Menschen viel von besseren, künftigen Tagen, nach einem glücklichen Totenziel sieht man sie rennen und jagen. Die Welt wird alt und wir wieder jung. Doch der Mensch hofft immer Verbesserung, immer Verbesserung. Die Hoffnung führt ihn ins Leben ein, sie umflattern den fröhlichen Knaben, den Jüngling begeistert ihr Zauberschein, sie wird mit dem Greis nicht begraben. Denn beschließt im Grabe den müden Lauf, noch am Grabe pflanzt die Hoffnung auf, pflanzt die Hoffnung auf. Es ist kein Lehrer, kein schmeidender Wahn, erzeugt im Gehirne des Toren, im Herzen kündet es laut sich an zu, was besserem sind wir geboren. und was die innere Stimme spricht, das täuscht die hoffende Seele nicht, die hoffende Seele nicht. Weit in nebelgrauer Ferne liegt mir das vergangene Glück. Nur an einem schönen Cerne weilt mit Liebe noch der Blick, aber wie des Sternes Pracht ist es nur ein Schein der Nacht, ist es nur ein Schein der Nacht. Deckte dir der lange Schlummer, dir der Tod die Augen zu, dich bezosse doch nicht Kummer, meinem Herzen liebtest du, aber ach, du liebst im Licht, du liebst im Licht. Meine Liebe liebst du nicht, meine Liebe liebst du nicht. Kann der Liebe süß Verlangen, Emma, kann's vergänglich sein? Was dahin ist und vergangen, Emma, kann's die Liebe sein. Ihre Flamme, Himmelsglut, schiebt sie wie ein irdisch Gut.
Free. The coward slave be passing by, we dare be poor for all that. For all of that, and all of that, our toils obscure and all that. The rank is but the guinea stand, the man's the old for all that. But though on Hamely fair we dine, wear hard and grey and all that, give fools their silks and babes their wine, there a man's a man for all that. For all of that, and all of that, their tinsel shore and all that. The honest man, though e'er say poor, is king of men for all that. Ye see yon Berkey called the Lord, what struts and stairs and all that. Though hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coof for all that. For all of that, and all of that, his ribbon star and all that. The man a independent mind, he looks and laughs at all that. A prince can make a belted knight, a marquis duke and all that, but an honest man's a boon his might, good faith he man afford that. For all of that, and all of that, their dignities and all that, the pith of sense and pride of worth, are higher rank than all that. And let us pray that come it may, as come it will for all that sense and worth all o'er the earth shall bear the grief for all that. For all of that, and all of that, it's coming yet for all that. That man to man, the world over, shall brothers be for all that.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the flowers are falling. 'Tis you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Daddy boy, I love you so. And if ye come, and all the roses dying, and I am dead as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say, to thee. For you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come to me.
To a Skylark by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Hail to thee, blithe spirit, bird thou never wert, that from heaven or near it pourest thy full heart in profuse strains of unpremeditated art. Higher still, and higher to the air, higher still, and higher from the earth thou springest. Like a cloud of fire the blue deep thou wingest, and singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. In the golden lightning of the sunken sun, o'er which clouds are brightening, thou dost float and run like an unbodied joy, whose race is just begun. The pale purple even melts around thy flight, like a star in heaven. In the broad daylight thou art unseen, but yet I hear thy shrill delight. Keen as are the arrows of that silver spear, whose intense lamp narrows in the white dawn, clear until we hardly see. We feel that it is there. All the earth and air with thy voices loud, as when night is bare. From one only cloud the moon rains out her beams, and heaven is overflowed. What thou art, we know not. What is most like thee? From rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul and secret hour with music, as sweet as love, which overflows her bower. Like a glowworm golden in a dell of dew, scattering unbeholden its aerial hue among the flowers and grass that screen it from the view. Like a rose embowered in its own green leaves, by warm winds deflowered, till the scent it gives makes faint with too much sweet those heavy-winged thieves. Sound of vernal showers on the twinkling grass, rain awakened flowers, all that ever was clear and joyous and fresh, thy music doth surpass. Teach us, sprite or bird, what sweet thoughts are thine? I have never heard praise of love or wine that panted forth such a rapture so divine. Chorus hymeneal or triumphal chaunt, matched with thine is all but an empty vaunt, a thing wherein we feel there is some hidden want. What objects are the fountains of thy happy strain? What fields or waves or mountains? What shapes of sky or plain? What love of thine own kind? What ignorance of pain? With thy clear king joyance, languor cannot be, Shadow of annoyance never came near thee. Thou lovest, but ne'er knew love's sad satiety. Waking or asleep, thou of death must deem things more true than we mortals dream. Or how could thy notes flow in such a crystal stream? We look before and after, and pine for what is not. Our sincerest laughter with some pain is fraught. Our sweetest songs are those that tell of saddest thought. Yet, if we could scorn hate and pride and fear, if we were things born not to shed a tear, I know not how thy joy we ever should come near. Better than all measures of delightful sound, better than all treasures that in books are found, thy skill to poet word, thou scorner of the ground. Teach me half the gladness that thy brain must know. Such harmonious madness from my lips would flow. The world should listen then, as I am listening now.
Aus dieses Tales Grünen, die der kalte Nebel trügt, könnt ich doch den Ausgang finden. Ach, wie fühlt ich mich beglückt, ach, wie fühlt ich mich beglückt. Dort erblick ich schöne Hügel, ewig jung und ewig grün. Hat ich Wingen, hat ich Flügel, nach den Hügeln zog ich hin, nach den Hügeln zog ich hin. Harmonie, ein herrlich Klingen, Töne süßer Himmelsruh, und die leichten Winde bringen mir die Düfte balsam zu. Goldene Früchte seh ich blühen, winkend zwischen dunkeln Laub. Winkelt zwischen dunkeln Laub, und die Blumen, die dort blühen, werden keines Winters Raub, werden keines Winters Raub. Oh, wie schön muss dieser gehen, dort im ewigen Sonnenschein, und die Luft auf jenen Höhen, oh, wie labend muss sie sein. Doch mich wehrt des Stromes toben, der erdrückt, das Fischen braust. Seine Wellen sind gehoben, dass die Seelen mir ergraust. Einen Wagen seh ich wanken, aber ach, der Fährmann fährt. Frisch in Ei und ohne Wanken, seine Segel sind beseelt, seine Segel sind beseelt. Frisch
while traveling through